Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first look of the Season 5 NRSL Universal Orlando Cup Series testing session that is taking place here at Daytona. We've had such a crazy offseason. Chris Washer, our two-time champion now, is in Season 5 and hopefully to look to secure his third championship in the series. Boy, that'd be unbelievable to see if that would ever happen. We have 34 cars in this testing session, as the cars that are in here are currently either previously painted or returning drivers or already have their paint schemes all settled in. I know some people still have yet to get their schemes sent to me, which they still have plenty of time. There you see some of the drivers heading up onto the track. So let's go down to our first driver. It's the 24, as we're going to go out there right now. Is none other than Sky Comets. Now, I'll tell you something about Sky. He is one of those drivers here, excuse me, that he basically just lost it last season. He really just couldn't get that mojo that he had when he won the championship. Now the goal for him is this, though. He needs to at least win a post and make sure that, excuse me, I have the hiccups there. That he needs to show who he really was, why he was the champion for one reason. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Running a new scheme, that 20th anniversary coupon car. There is Kyle Matthews, the new teammate to the newly formed S3 Motorsports, with the team owned by Charles Samper. He has teammate Jessica Shelton and new teammate Kyle Matthews. He drove the 14 last season. He really didn't have much of a season there. Now in his 09 cars, my TeamSpeak's going off for some apparent reason. He now is running in that 09 car. He has Kings Island. He has also many other schemes that have now been sent to me. You will see them in the second and third testing session about which ones will be on there. So we'll see what will happen to Kyle Matthews. Hopefully new number, new look, new person. We will see what shall happen, but best of luck to Kyle Matthews in his now reformed 09. And there's an interesting sight there, a new rookie into the field who is from the former NURA, now ECR, and that is none other than Brett Pritchard, car number 49. Him and Connor Meyer have formed the team called Japanese Domestic Market Racing, JDMR. Him and Meyer will be piloting the 49 and the 51 this season. For right now, they only have one scheme planned for both, but you never know. Times could change, and they'll have another scheme. Pritchard running that Shell Toyota right there, the blue and black. Can't wait to see what Pritchard's going to have in mind there. He's going to have probably, I think, one of the best rookie seasons I think we're going to see in a long time. I can't wait to see what this kid's going to have in mind. Dylan Poteen, car number 31, that Aquafina Chevrolet, one of the other new schemes he's had in the 31. And you always wonder with Dylan Poteen, when is his last season in the Cup Series? When is it? No one knows for sure when that final one will be, but you know what? He's still going. Although last season was his worst season to date in the Cup Series and in NRSL history that he has ever had. Hopefully that will change this season and doesn't end up like what he had in a bad slump last season. Right behind him, Stephen Pollard III, returning for another season in the 06 Jetta right there. Stephen Pollard III, I believe this is his third season in the Volkswagen. And yes, this is. I wanted to be sure about that because it started Season 3. Now we are in Season 5. Good to see Pollard be back in those Volkswagen Jettas. Still those two. Nothing has really changed, although, like I mentioned before, you never know what could happen with Stephen Pollard III. He could have a new scheme coming out of nowhere and prove himself wrong. Although Pollard did not bad that season, he does need to step it up, though. Now, there's Angel Navarro. Now, Navarro Motorsports was a one-car team. Then it turned to a three-car. Then a four-car team. Then it got changed to Brony Racing out of all teams. However, he's the only one on the team that has a car. Alex Ferranti and DJ Curtis, who's making a comeback, and I think there's one other person I can't think of off the top of my head. They have still yet to have their cars set. although we still have plenty of time until the 500 final practice begins. So you never know what could happen. Those two could probably make a big impact in the second testing session. As I'm going the wrong way, camera angles there, and there's the other teammate to Brett Pritchard, Connor Meyer, car number 51 there. Now, he's got probably one of the most unique and crazy schemes since the date, but a very nice one nonetheless, though. We'll get you a rear chase shot just to show you here. Scion Racing, is that what it was? With Hancock also a secondary little sponsor there. There's, Kyle Miller. Oh, we got a crash. It's Angel Navarro on the apron, and no one else is going to get to him there at Steam Pollard 3rd heading down pit road. But Connor Meyer, though,
user entered your channel.
We'll see what he can do there for his debut season as well with Brett Pritchard. This whole team is brand new, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with both of those guys. Meyer, by the way, was a former Neuro champion with the ECR-wise. Now, can't wait to see what he has in store. Kyle Miller, I think it's safe to say, probably had one of the best comeback stories ever of the Cup Series. 2 very miserable seasons. All of a sudden, last season, pulls the rabbit out of the hat, wins 2 races, gets himself into the chase, was doing good for the most part, and then just quickly died down. So that wasn't good right there, as you see Cody Long heading down pit road. Kyle Miller, I'll tell you one thing though, he's just one of those guys that needs to just keep going with this momentum. And when it comes to chase mode, he's got to show what different he can be. So, still running that 43 RPM car, and time still that yet to change whether or not he will be having different sponsors or even having a custom car for that 43 team. Clint Spillman in car number 10 still continues to have that miserable luck in that 10 car, and there's rumors saying that he could possibly leave Stewart-Haas Racing. Well, remember, the 14's not in the series, and neither is the 4. So the 10 and the 41 are the only 2 cars from Stewart-Haas Racing that are a part of this league. Keep in mind. So Clint Spillman, he's still going to make a big name for himself other than Mason Powers. Jessica Sheldon in car number 02 running that MBX Chevrolet, one of the brand new schemes that's going to be run for the 02. There are a few other schemes that could possibly be used throughout the time being. I don't want to confirm yet, but keep in mind, though, we still have plenty of time, though. I did get to talk to Jessica Sheldon. She said that the season that she had was pretty good, except that was one of her worst chases she had ever been a part of all the bad luck that happened to car number 02. Hopefully that will change in the upcoming future. There's a battle between 2 very well-known veterans, Anthony McCurry in the Audi and Mason Powers in the car 41. Mason Powers, I'll tell you something, he's, just didn't have the mojo, didn't get any wins, sadly enough, except for Michigan, which ended up being the all-time wins list. He's heading down pit road right now. He needs to make sure something good can happen in the 41 where he can make the chase. Anthony McCurry in car number 61, that Rolex Audi RS4. I'll tell you something about McCurry. That Audi has been a part of this series since Season 2, and last season picked up its first win. Yeah, last season picked up its first win. What does that tell you? Well, for Anthony McCurry, I'll tell you something, though. Even though on the board right now he's 20th fastest, but no draft, one thing for certain about McCurry is that he is not afraid to put his veteranship aside and show what he really could be on and off the track. He's got really great with that mentality right there. So McCurry, hopefully, though, we may see something new out of him. Here we got a big pack right here, and that is car number 6 leading them down, William Duncan. As I forgot to remove the rookie logo off the 6. I thought I had it off, but I guess not, so my apologies there. That will be gotten rid of before the next testing session, but nonetheless, though, William Duncan and that Ford EcoBoost Fusion right there, I think that was I almost said Mustang, that would have been really bad, but William Duncan, though, just really, he's just bad. He just couldn't find any good luck happening to him. Although William has messaged me and said that hopefully, when this season coming around, we see something brand new out of him. And you never know. Maybe it can happen, maybe it won't, I don't know why I pressed that button right there. That was dumb. But nonetheless, though, Duncan, he really needs retribution now. We got a 3-wide battle there, and on the inside, that's a brand new car. First time we're ever using car number 80, and that is Seth Cole right there. They have moved out of car 52 and car number 50, or not 51, excuse me, car 30. What am I saying? Tweenix Racing is technically right now the 18, the 31, the 32, and the 80 car. Now, Seth Cole, why the change to the 80? And he said, you know, I want to start brand new, fresh, get myself out of the misery in the 52. As much as I love that number, still, we need something to get fixed. And hopefully this will be the mentality and situation of where we need to get ourselves out of the hole that we're in. You'll see who will be driving that 18 in just a moment. You never know what could happen, though, with Seth Cole. Magical things probably could happen if this new look really helps him out. Running the Superman colors, he's also got new schemes for the 80 planned as well. Michael Walton in car number 99 pretty much had a solid season. I really could say that. But when the chase came, he just didn't pick up like where he was last season. Just couldn't get himself in the right foot and keep it that way. So, Michael Walton, he's got to make sure that not only he can get a win this season, but also when the chase comes, he's got to step up a notch. And Dodge Dart making their debut this season. Johnny Gardner moving to the 82 in this one here. As the original plans for the team was that Johnny was going to move to the 82 and Stephanie Gardner was going to move to the 77. However, times have changed. And then eventually, you'll see who I mean is going to move to the 77. It will blow your mind. He'll be making his rookie debut season. Johnny Gardner planning to run 3 schemes this season, or I believe 4 actually in that Dodge Dart. One of them is Discount Tire Dodge Dart right here, looking very nice right there. We'll see what Johnny Gardner can do. Hopefully the new manufacturer change can help him out. Remember, he brought Dodge back to victory lane last season by sweeping Talladega. And here comes a good pack of cars, and leading them here is Levi McIntyre in the Stanley Tools Toyota Camry right here. As, more smoke, and I forgot to remove Levi's rookie thing. I know I hadn't changed since the last season deal, so my major apologies to whoever still has that rookie thing on there. I'll fix it eventually. And there's a lot of smoke and dust kicked up, but McIntyre really had a not bad season. He won the Throwback 100 special race that took place at Atlanta. Major headliner in the NRSL Race Hub there, which if you haven't checked that out, please be sure to check out. Hit a like and follow us through for all updates and information. But Levi McIntyre, though, very ecstatic. And it was kind of funny because the Sprint Cup race, a Carl Edwards car won that one. Well, in the NRSL, a Carl Edwards car won the Throwback race there, too. So, go figure on that one. McIntyre, though, just had a really good ending on the chase, being consistent, but he needed it quicker than usual. As, man, you see the skid marks in 4 and heading down the front stretch. That did not look good right there. Evan Becker, right now, he is currently in car 39 as a Toyota, still pertaining to that manufacturer and number, but you never know what can happen to Devin. Something can change, and he can be in a different look. However, this is what it can be right now with Becker, as you keep hearing the team thing go off. My apologies there. But nonetheless, though, Becker trying to show, he's still got what he has left in the tank. One of the more very well-known veterans in this league. And there is the 18, the brand new look for Tweenix Racing. And I'll tell you something, I'm really surprised that change happened. They went from the 52 and the 30 to the 80 and the 18. As you see, 2 cars heading down pit road. But Alex May running the Batman car, as you notice, the Superman versus Batman. Very nice looking schemes at all. Alex May has talked about the change. He says, hopefully, with the change in the fact that me and Seth could probably get ourselves not in a bad hole and continue our good ways. You never know what can happen, though. Excuse me there. Austin Mongold staying in the 60 this season. The 60 and him, I'll tell you something, are kind of like bread and butter right there. Running that U.S. Air Force Ford right there. And there are some other schemes planned for the 60 as well, same as last season. But you never know. A new scheme could pop in, and things can change. Angel Devar, there you see him back out on track. Mason Powers. Here's Michael Norman in car number 3, that Valvoline Chevrolet right there. Very nice scheme right there. Michael Norman, that 3 car right there, who managed to win that one race, and then ever since then just back to square one of being bad, and it sucks because he's tried so hard to get himself in the chase, but he can't find the luck, and I feel bad for the guy. He's just tries to keep it going, just couldn't do it. There's 22, and JT Bryant, like I mentioned about the rookie thing, forgot to remove it, which I'll take care of eventually. JT Bryant running that Pennzoil Platinum Ford. JT Bryant has mentioned in the past about how he is really desperate, that he really wants to make the chase and represent for Penske. However, you never know what can happen. Surprising things enough, JT Bryant, ever since the one season in the Cup Series last season, he's been very consistent in other series. A lot of eyes are going to be on him as two other cars dive down pit road, including the champ. We'll get to him in just a minute. Tanner Sullivan in car number 2. There is a rumor surfacing around that the 2 car could probably be replaced by a new driver by the end of this Season 5 season. You never know what can happen, but the Dr. Pepper Ford right now could be in trouble, although he made the chase last season barely, thanks to the LCQ, and we mean barely. We can't kid you not on saying that word, but Tanner Sullivan this season, just do whatever you can to make the chase. If it has to be the LCQ, by God, we got to do it. And we'll see what Tanner Sullivan could do. RJ Bishop, another new driver in the series, running the number 91. Now, funny enough, Joshua Balkin, he retired from the NRSL series and all that in the NR community. But you're wondering, man, I'll tell you something, the 91 never returns. That'd be something. Well, RJ Bishop answered the call, and he's running the Dogecoin Chevrolet. Kind of funny how Balkin and Louviere both left the NRSL there. Well, RJ Bishop decided to bring both the 91 and Dogecoin back into the NRSL. Thank him so much for that one. Ha ha ha. Anyways, Ian Dunn in car number 32, that Outer Wall Chevrolet. He's still the only Twin X Racing driver to not win a race for the team. Still. Sad. Pity, I know. But one thing for certain about Dutta, he's getting a little better in consistency, but man, he just keeps getting involved in wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck. And I guarantee you, he is just desperate to try to do whatever he can to get himself into a good position in top 20 in points. Zach Rogers, rookie right there, who was recently required NRSL member right there. Put under fire from Charles Samper, NRSL VP right there. Now, Zach Rogers is running the number 9 Dodge, bringing back the 9 car for the first time since Season 3, when it was last driven. It was not Charles Jackson, I think it was Jessica Shelton. Now, at that time, that was a Chevrolet. Well, the times have changed. The 9 car hadn't been used, and all of a sudden, now the 9 car's back. This time in a fully required Dodge. Running Monster Energy this race and this testing session, and I think that will be his primary sponsorship because you know how he is. You never know what could happen if he can have a full outrage moment. Charles Samper in that Vanilla Coke Chevrolet in the 03. The last of the S3 Motorsports, the captain, I guess you could say. The co-captain, I guess you could say. S3 and Retro Racing Enterprise kind of merged together, and then they've been like glue ever since. Her, Samper, and Matthews, I guarantee you, that's going to be a really interesting team to keep an eye on when it comes to consistency, because these 3 really have good potential. Charles Samper and Jessica Sheldon made the chase last season, and Kyle Matthews sadly did not, having a horrid season. But Charles Samper, if you notice, he's not running Mitsubishi Lancer, he is running a Chevrolet. He could have won for Mitsubishi if it wasn't for Michael Norman. Although times have really changed, you don't know what to expect with Charles Samper running the Chevrolet. He could probably be doing 10 times better. You never know. Surprises can and will happen. Trying to look throughout the rest of the field who we have not talked about. There's Ted Shearer in the 77, the Penske Dodge right there. Like as mentioned before, originally Stephanie Gardner was supposed to drive, but because of complications that happened outside, I don't want to get into too much of the details. Kev Shearer will be making his NRSL debut, as well with Connor Meyer, Brett Pritchard. And I'll tell you something, I'm looking forward to see what this kid can do. I'm super excited. Kev is not much known with the Gen 6, but he is more of an old-style racer, so I can't wait to see what the kid's going to have in mind, but, it's going to be really interesting to see there. James Qualls in that number 20 machine right there. Now, rumors surfacing that this may be the last time we see James Qualls in the 20, and we may see him in the 70 next season, season 6 possibly. Well, they're still floating around, and when they come true, if it does, I guarantee you James Qualls, he'll be ready for that move, and he will go Joe Hanna long out. Right now, Qualls is the fastest on the track, thanks to this pack right here, as long as they don't wreck it up. And Qualls showing much better speed than how he's had last season, where he just had bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. Somehow made the chase by being the first LCQ winner there, and the rest is history. Really just not much of a season there, so James Qualls, hopefully he can change right there.
No whispered target found.
Jackie Tang in car number 81, the Fatson Toyota Camry there. Still staying with the 81, still the same sponsors as last season, and Tang just really was not himself at all. He just really fell apart. And if Tang can get himself back into that mojo, man, he'll be a force to reckon with, I guarantee you. Once he gets that win, you better watch out for him, folks. He could be a man on a mission. And there's the champion, Chris Washer. It took him all this time, but we finally get to see him right here in the Dawn BMW. Now, here's the interesting story about Chris Washer. He became the champion, and then a rumor surfaces that this is his last season. However, it is not confirmed yet. Chris Washer has mentioned that, if this is going to be the last season, he's going to try for one last ride, the ride for 3 in the NRSL. No one has ever won 3 championships in the NRSL. Hell, no one's even won 2 except for him. So the Dawn BMW there could probably go on one last ride, not only try to win the Daytona 500, but also a last championship. To do it, he's got to make sure he wins the race, make sure he gets himself in a good slot to where he can't be outside the chase spot, and if he does, he has to rely on the LCQ. And other than that, it's a good day to be Washer right now, but towards the end, if things aren't going his way, he could be washed out. No pun intended. Oh, Anthony Curry nearly clipped him right there. Keith Batson, car number 38 right there, returning with that ride right there. Still with those same sponsors, with the 2 that was there in mind. He may run KISS a few times outside of the normal 2 he runs here, but the Palmia Ford there. And try to do what he can this season and try to get out of a slump. Man, he just has not been himself ever since he's been in the series. Hopefully that will be fixed. Anthony Ritchie in car number 5 there, returning for another season. However, rumors are surfacing that this could be his final season as well in the NRSL. The Dow Chevrolet right now, he's quickly denied, saying, you know what, I don't want to confirm anything, but please don't throw that at me at all in the media talks right there. However, Anthony Ritchie has mentioned to me before that he's just still trying to get that win, just doing whatever he can. Got a spin up in the front stretch here. What the hell? Clint Spillman must have hit the wall, and he is moonwalking his way to pit road. Alrighty. Wonderful job, Clint. Wonderful job. Looking through the rest of the pack to see if we have captured everybody. Oh, problems for Dylan Pote. He's got right and left side damage. Oh, and there's Cody Lamas. That's who I figured we had forgotten. We were trying to get a hold of him, couldn't get him. Now we do. However, he is the slowest car of the field. We still have 11 minutes left in practice of the testing session here, but for the rest of Cody Lamas, pretty much a not bad story, although his bad luck really can get into the way. Cody really has not been himself, and for one thing for certain, him being in the 48 is like a blessing, but him trying to get good luck, yeah, good luck trying to find it. Found it in the dumpster. And Levi McIntyre slow there on turn 3. Like a mechanical problem. Oh, JT Bryant almost ran over the 19. Jackie Tanks ended up hit road. I don't know what happened to Levi McIntyre. He just really let off the throttle right there. And I believe that is everybody here, which I do want to double check. Yes, indeed, that is, which is a wonderful sight. We did have a big pack earlier, and now it has died down a bit. Really nothing too special here. So we're going to go on board with one of our brand new cars here. Let's go on board with Brett Pritchard in the 49. and show you the look of around Daytona from his roof cam. And with our Dodge Dart on board, Johnny Gardner. Ironic enough right there, so that we also get to see that 49 car. As they're heavily approaching Clint Spillman in the 10. Now with the 03 Vanilla Coke Chevrolet of Charles Samper. Our Kings Island onboard camera, Kyle Matthews, who is on pit road at the current moment. Our Batman onboard cam of Alex May, also on pit road, as you can see. Connor Meyer also on pit road. Seth Cole is exiting pit road, you can see. Our Dodge on board, Kev Shearer. And our Dogecoin on board, RJ Bishop. We're going to hop on our TV2 angle for a bit here, and then we'll hop over to our spectator camera angle here. But I'll tell you what, here, James Qualls has been the fastest car here on the track, and that's pretty impressive to say, though, nonetheless, for Qualls. And you know, before, he's always been the guy that really just doesn't show a lot of himself out there, but, you know, he gives a lot of effort. He's a big diehard fan for these things. Not a big Gen 6 guy, but he has shown speeds before in the past very, very well. And if James Qualls were to get a good season, he really needs a win, and he really has to show it, especially when it comes to the speedways and the smaller tracks that we go to. Now, we don't go to the short tracks in the NRSL because it's normally not the NRSL thing except for Iowa. But, you know, the smaller the track, the better the chance for Qualls. You never know, though. Times can change, and Qualls could probably win in a super speedway or road course. So, that's the thing to keep in mind. Tell you something about Chris Washer, man. If this is his last season, I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I'll be so shocked if this is true. Let's hear my house phone ringing. My apologies there, nonetheless. But unbelievable what this man has had in his career. The only NRSL two-time champion and one of the very few two-time champions you'll ever see in the Air Tussler community. It shocks me right there, it really does. Also, Japanese domestic racing with Connor Meyer and Brett Pritchard. They have a lot to show right there. And right now their speeds are looking pretty solid. Connor Meyer in the 11th position, having really, really good speed. Brett Pritchard is 17th on the board. They have a lot to prove. And Ames Navarro, who even though he is by himself, he's got a big, big task coming into the season. Probably going to have one of his biggest teams and biggest risks he's ever going to have. But will it pay off? And rookie RJ Bishop, he has to find a way to examine himself as a really solid racer in the NRSL. The rookie has a lot to prove here. And to do it, he's got to show what everything it takes here. Now you're also noticing someone's not here a part of the teams. Second Keith Motorsports. Now keep in mind this about Second Keith. They had originally planned to be in Chevrolets. However, team owner and co-president Kyle Keith had mentioned saying, hey, we decided we're going to make a poll. What's it going to be, Chevys or Dodges? Instead, the team is going to go to Dodge. And they were originally going to go to Dodge Darts, but in the end, they went to be Dodge Hellcat that they're going to be, and they are currently still getting worked on nonetheless. Because I know from what we are aware of, they are planning more than one scheme for each driver. It's just taking a little bit of time nonetheless. Team President Kyle Keith has mentioned saying that if everything goes well with this Dodge Hellcat, I'll be really ecstatic. I can't wait to see what this proves, not only for us, but for our team, the future, what it really is. We started out in the Nura/ECR. Then we went to NRSL. It was like a dream, and then reality. Now we're one of the most recognizable teams in the NRSL, and we got a lot to prove. And Dylan Poteet, Seth Cole, that was a little close right there. So, really proud to see what that team can do. Who knows what can happen. Well, I'll tell you something. These guys have formed a pack right here. JT Bryant, I don't know what he's doing, but he better stick there. Oh, and Clint Spillman just ran into him. Connor Meyer got into him. What was JT Bryant thinking right there? He drove like a rookie there. Connor Meyer also got damaged right there. However, he's still going to continue. Just do whatever he can. Bongold's coming on down. Here's another good pack right here. Dylan Poteet's going to come on down. Funny how earlier on, too, Seth Cole and Alex May side by side having the Batman versus Superman look right there. That's a pretty dope move right there. We still got 2 minutes to go left in this testing session. Zach Rogers also has a lot to prove this season. Got to represent Dodge. He is the second Dodge in the field as a Dodge Charger, with also a Dodge Dart being in the field, not too far, ahead of him in the race. Well, not in the race, but on the track as well. So in total, 3 Dodges are going to be in here, with the Volkswagen, an Audi, a BMW, and your typical manufacturers are Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. $110 left. And James Qualls in the 20. In good sight. How about Michael Norman in the 3? I'm telling you something. He's got good speed right there. Probably one of his best that we have seen throughout him in his entire NRSL career. That tells you something. We still have 47 seconds left of practice. Michael Walton is currently 3rd fastest on the board. Aaron Sullivan's 4th. Kevin Becker 5th. Clint Spillman 6th. Dylan Poteet is 7th. Kev Shearer, how about him? Solid effort. Great speeds for him in 8th. Anthony Curry 9th. And Steve Potter 3rd, completing the top 10. Time is ticking. James Qualls with that in the 3-car pack of Kyle Matthews and Keith Batson. I guess you could say the old-timers are working together. And there's Qualls' last official lap he'll put on the board of 46.968. No one has got any time better than his. 5 seconds remaining. 4, 3, 2-1, and that is it. They're going to have another chance to finish their lap, and it's all over after that. So they've had about another 40 seconds. No one has really shot clock cheesed this at all. And no one's really had good opportunities to do so. I know these guys are going to be finishing their lap right here. Oh, they really shed the time, but wasn't enough to beat Qualls or Norman, not even the top 10. There's Qualls' last official lap. Trying to get that last second in their laps. Norman will finish a 46.209, and Fritz Billman will not have enough time, and that is official. James Qualls, the fastest in testing session number 1. Oh my. That's a pretty doggone effort right there. 45.620 for the 20 team. And we're going to pause it right here and show you the rest of the first testing results. As you can see, wow. Seth Gold ran a 46 flat. That's the first time I've seen that before. So we mentioned your top 10. It remained the same. Jessica Sheldon up 11th, 12th Meyer, 13th Miller, 14th Matthews, 15th Duncan, 16th May, 17th Richard, 18th Cole, 19th Richie Queen, top 20, Jody Gardner, 21st Dutta, 22nd Jackie Tang, 23rd Zach Rogers, 24th Chris Washer, 25th Levi McIntyre, 26th JT Bryant, 27th Keith Batson, 28th Sky Commons, 29th Angel Navarro, 30th RJ Bishop, 31st Cody Lamas, 32nd Austin Mongold, 33rd Charles Sanford, and Mason Howers, the slowest of them all, 46.244. Him and Sanford, not good debuts with their new cars they had, especially Sanford transferring to a Chevy, and RJ Bishop not showing some good starts right there, but you never know, we still have 2 other testing sessions to have. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like, comment your thoughts of this testing session, subscribe part of the NRSL by hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later. Till then, goodbye everybody, and more continuous coverage of the NCAA T-Mobile Cup Series is coming your way soon.